Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Yoga with Danielle. Today we're just going to get started on our backs in Shavasana. Our favorite pose, right? So make your way down onto your backs and separate your legs so they're about as wide as your mat if you have the space, okay? And then just bring your arms just down by your sides. And if this is too much for your back this morning, you can go ahead and bend your knees, just making sure, that your low back feels, comfortable and safe. I know for me, I kind of go in between. Sometimes it feels okay with legs straight, sometimes it feels better with knees bent. So just choose what feels best for you. And just close your eyes. Start to find the rhythm of your breath. Letting your skin and your muscles melt down to the floor. So you really feel like the mat and the ground underneath you is really supporting you. And that's such a great mantra that we can always go back to in our practice, just something as simple as let go. So why don't we go ahead and just breathe in. Let, and on your exhale, go. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in, let, exhale, go. Last one, inhaling, let, exhale, go. Gently just start to scan the body, just noticing, where you might be holding a little bit more tension than usual. Maybe even recognize where there's space, which parts of your body are touching the mat, and which parts there may be that negative space, empty space, open space. Slowly start to stretch your arms up over your head, bringing your legs together to touch. You give yourself a nice big stretch here. Good, and actually let's hug both knees into our chest. Hug in and give yourself a nice little hug, massaging your low back, gently rocking from side to side. Okay, and then with the knees together, we're just going to circle the knees just over to the left side, just 3 times in this direction for a massage for the low back, okay? And then we'll reverse the circle, knees will be together, circling your knees in the other direction, just about 3 times. Okay, good. Now we're going to take the knees and we're going to separate them open and then bring them back in together to touch. Okay, so knees separate 3 times, back together to touch. So now we're just kind of cleaning out the hip sockets, and then we'll reverse the circle. Knees will separate down and around and up. Good. And then separating them. Good. Great. Okay, good. And then let's actually go ahead and bend your knees or plant your feet on the floor, okay? And let's roll over onto our left side, okay? And I'm going to keep my knees bent here, stacked up almost 90 degrees. And then I'm going to use my bottom arm as just like a little pillow. Again, whatever feels best for you. I'm just going to bring it in. I have a little limited space when I turn to the other side. And we're going to extend this top leg, so your right leg, out towards the top of your mat. And then right arm's going to reach up and over. And really think about your hip lifting up towards the sky. And it's not actually like lifting there, right? I'm not lifting any part of my body off. But I am, instead of sinking down into the mat, I am lifting up ever so slightly. So I get a little arc, and then I get this nice big side body stretch through the right side of my body, okay? My right foot's nice and active here. So it can be flexed, it can be pointed. Okay, good. Soften down, and then we'll roll to the other side to do that side body stretch. So this is a similar stretch that we do on the bolster, but since we don't have our bolsters, we can do it without it, okay? Same thing. Okay, so we'll roll over to the other side, the right side. And again, bottom arm can act as a pillow. Knees are bent at first here, and then we're going to extend this left leg out nice and long. Good. Active through this left leg, and then the left arm reaches up and over. And again, try to rainbow out. Think about, your rib cage opening, your hips are lifting, almost like you're in that side plank. Right, so we're not collapsing. We want to find a little bit of resistance so we get this nice stretch through the left side. Good, and then slowly release, relax, and we'll make our way back onto our backs. Okay, and separate your legs out nice and wide again on your mat. Okay, and then we're going to cross our right ankle up and over our left ankle. Okay, so we'll do that same side body stretch, but now on our backs. And then just leaning over to the left. So I like to pick up my shoulders and reach my arms over to the left side. And again, my feet are a little active here. Okay, so again, I find this nice little resistance through the legs, especially that outer hip. And then I'm using my arms to help kind of guide my side bodies to the side to get a little deeper stretch too. Shoulders are on the ground, hips are both on the ground. You can imagine that you're doing this standing on your feet. Good, gently unwind, and then we'll switch sides. So left ankle crosses over your right, legs are straight. And then leaning over to the right or picking your shoulders and shoulder blades up to help you stretch over towards the right side. Good, and again, feet are active, arms are active. And again, feeling this puffing and pressing through the left side body between each rib. Good, gently unwind, coming back to the center. Good, and then hugging those knees back into your chest to give yourself a nice big hug. Great. And we're going to set up for just some rolling bridges here. Okay, so feet down onto the mat. Feet, ankles will be hip distance apart, knees in line with your hips. Okay, we'll start to add the arms and the hips together right away, okay? So as you ground through your feet, inhaling, lift your arms and your hips up off the floor, reaching your arms back behind you as best you can as you lift your hips up towards the sky. Take a nice big deep inhale here, hug your knees in towards your midline, and then exhaling, slowly lowering your arms and your hips down at the exact same time, finding a little bit of a rhythm here with your arms and your legs, lifting your hips up, arms lift up over your head, everything arrives at the same time. Exhaling, rolling back down, nice and slow. Good. Inhaling, arms and hips lift up towards the sky. Exhaling, lowering everything right back down. Okay, good. We're just going to add a little bit of arm movement here. Okay, so again, hips and arms lift up over your head. Okay, good. And then my arms, my hands are kind of hovering up off the mat here ever so slightly. Okay, I'm going to bend my arms coming into cactus. Arms reach back up over my head, and then exhaling, lowering my hips back down. So just adding a little pattern, another pattern here. Okay, so arms lift up, hips lift. Good. Once you're there, cactus arms. Pressing right back up, hips and arms lower down to touch at the same time. One more time, just like that. Inhaling, lifting your hips and arms up over your head. Cactus arms, goalpost arms, arms back up over your head. Exhaling, hands, hips, all touch back down at the same time. Good, separating your feet out a little bit wider, about as wide as your mat, and then just doing little window wipers here for your hips, and again for your low back. And again, if you don't have the space, you can keep your hands connected to your rib cage. Okay, good. Let's do one more on each side. Okay, great. And then hugging your knees back into your chest. This time we're going to rock forward and backwards just a few times to come all the way up to a seated position. Okay, sitting with your legs crossed. Circling your head just in one direction here. Good. And switching, going the other way. Good. Arms reach out to the side. Side body bend. Left arm down, right arm up and over. Switching sides, right hand down, left arm up and over. Coming on up and gently folding forward over your legs. Coming on up, switching the cross of your legs. Okay, same thing, starting with the head roll, just one circle in one direction, nice and slow. Good, head back in line with your spine, arms out, and then side body stretch. And again, don't worry about which side you're doing because we're switching right away, right to left. And then slowly fold forward when you're ready. Nice little forward fold here. Okay, great. Gently rise on up and we'll make our way into tabletop. Okay. So coming into hands and knees, spreading your fingers out nice and wide. Inhaling, arch up towards the sky. Exhaling, round your spine. Good. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Good. One more. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Okay, great. Coming into a neutral spine. Okay, let's reach this left leg back behind us, okay? And then let's reach this right arm up over our head. And then if you're ready and when you're ready, you can slowly start to float this left leg up off the mat. Okay, good. And then just bring your elbow and knee in to touch around your spine. Good. Reach right back out. From here, bend your top leg, okay? So it's just like you're coming into just like a little back bend. You can reach this arm back. Okay, just balancing. I'm not even grabbing my foot, okay? Just testing my balance and then slowly lowering everything back down, okay? So right leg stretches back, left arm up over my head, and again, the toes can float or they can stay on the ground. Knee and elbow coming together to touch. Adding a little bit of a pattern here, so just like knee bends, elbow bends, you can stay here, or you can reach your hand back just to open up your chest to get a little stretch. Again, I'm not grabbing my foot quite yet, but thinking about it. Okay, good. Slowly lower back down, all the way back down into tabletop. Inhaling, look up towards the sky again. Exhaling, round your spine. From here, tuck your toes under if you haven't already. Lift your hips up, coming into your first downward facing dog. Good, yeah, and feel free to pedal your feet out, sway your hips from side to side. Inhaling, looking up at your hands, slowly stepping, walking to the top of your mat. Take your time. Hanging on to opposite elbows. Feet will be about hip distance apart and gently just draping over your legs. Arms lower down, slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. Last thing to arrive is your head. Arms reach up over your head, and exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Grab your right wrist. We're going to lean over to the left for that side body bend. Hips press over to the right. Maybe you look up towards the sky. Good. Coming back to center and switching sides. Grabbing your left wrist, leaning over to the right. Hips press over to the left. Good, rising back up, cactus arms. Good, arms reach back up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Exhaling, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. And again, any variation here, straight legs or bent knees, you can always lower onto your forearms as well too. Just holding here for another 3 deep breaths, okay? So nice full breath. gonna slowly lower all the way down onto our abdominals, nice and slow. And again, straight legs or bent knees. And then slowly bring your arms out back into those goalpost arms, okay, or cactus arms. Okay, 5 slight little lifts here, letting your arms hover up off the mat and lower back down. Good, lift up for 2, squeeze those shoulder blades, squeeze those rhomboids, 3. Good, just 2 more, hovering your arms up off the mat. Last one. And lower back down. Good, bring your hands under your shoulders. We'll come up into baby cobra. So rolling your shoulders, lifting your chest and your heart as you rise up here. Great, and we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Good, nice slow deep breath here in your downward dog. Mindful breathing. And looking up at your hands, gently stepping, walking to the top of your mat. Lengthen up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Inhaling to slowly rise up to come all the way up to standing. And exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay. Right leg's going to step back. We're going to come into warrior 1 right away. Okay, so as you gently step back, kind of open up your stance a little bit so your heels are not in line with each other. You can go almost as wide as your mat if you'd like. And then you want to have lots of length between your legs as well too, so you can really challenge your balance here and the strength of your legs, okay? So hips will eventually square, but don't worry too much about that. Mine are kind of off to the little diagonal here, okay? But my rib cage and my shoulders are square to the top of the mat, surrounding my left leg, right? My left knee is facing forward as well too. Okay, and we're gonna just repeat that little pattern, okay? Cactus arms. Arms reach up over your head. Grab your right wrist. Gently lean over ever so slightly to the left. Come back to the center. Cactus arms. Arms up over your head. And then lowering your hands around your left foot. Okay, nice and slow. Take your time. Good. From here, we're going to straighten this left leg as much as we can. Okay, so it's wide leg pyramid pose. Okay, any adjusting you need to do, go for it. Okay. If you want to come onto your back knee for the hamstring stretch, that's fine. Okay, but this is nice, just kind of challenge our hamstrings, okay? Get a few more deep breaths. Great. Start to bend back into this left knee. Okay, we're going to take our time. Walking your hands up your leg or reaching your arms forward and come right back into that warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Okay. Hands on your hips and then step forward, Tadasana mountain pose. Okay, and you can take 1 step or a few steps. Good. Straight away to the other side. Left leg steps back, warrior 1. And again, take all those adjustments, maybe widening your stance to go wider, and then length. You want to find some length here. Squaring your rib cage, your shoulders mainly, arms up over your head. Good, really ground into that left pinky toe. Okay, great. Here's our pattern, cactus. Arms up over your head. Grab your left wrist, gently lean over to the right, ever so slightly. It's pretty small, okay? Come back to the center. Cactus arms. Arms up over your head. Slowly lower over your right leg. Take your time. Hands surround your right foot to slowly straighten your right leg for that hamstring stretch. Wide leg pyramid pose, okay? Don't worry too much, if your hips are square. I understand, that we're all walking a little bit more. Maybe we're all sitting a little bit more. So I just want you to feel a stretch, and I want you to go to your edge, and don't worry too much about what it's supposed to look like, okay? We can get back to that, when we're in person and in a different class, okay? It's not about that today. Good, a few more deep breaths. Great, slowly start to bend back into this right knee, and you're gonna take your time, walking your hands up your leg or ground through your feet. Reach your arms up and over your head, take your time. Good, hands on your hips to step forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Grabbing your right wrist, let's lean over to the left, side body stretch. Good, arms reach up, switching sides, left wrist, leaning over to the right. Rising back up, cactus, maybe add a slight little back bend. Arms reach up over your head, exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Lengthen up halfway, okay, and then stepping back, downward dog your way. Okay, it's a little free time for you if you want to move through your vinyasa, if you want to skip it. Okay, you can always go into child's pose. Okay, taking about 2 more deep breaths here in your downward dog. Okay, great. Now let's step our feet together to touch at the back of our mat, okay? And then right leg's gonna reach up towards the sky. And then spin open your right hip, bend your right knee, okay? And then do little circles with your right ankle here, just opening up your hips. Good, slowly start to square your hips back off, straighten your right leg, and we're gonna shift forward into pigeon pose. Right knee towards your right wrist. Slowly lower all the way down, okay? And make any adjustments here. A towel, a pillow under your right hip, walk your hips back, and then slowly just lower down. Forearms, you can reach your arms forward. You can even reach your arms out to the side if that feels good, okay? And we're gonna stay here for about, we'll stay for about a minute, okay? I feel like that's kind of a good time for us to get a nice little release in our right glute here. Good, let go of your breath. Okay, good. From here, slowly walk your hands under your shoulders, okay? And this might be it for you, just sitting up nice and tall, just like this, okay? It feels like a pretty big back bend to me even here, okay? If you like, just like we did in our tabletop, okay? Back knee's just going to bend. That's it, okay? You can stay here. And again, you saw that I kind of shifted forward a little bit. That's fine as well, too. Just getting a little extra quad stretch. Or if you'd like, okay, we'll do same arm this time, okay? Left arm is going to reach back to grab your ankle if you'd like, okay? And again, this does not have to happen. You can stay here. You can also just stay in your pigeon pose, okay? So let's stay for just 3 more deep breaths, okay? Good. Okay, slowly release. Okay, we're going to make our way back into downward facing dog. Again, downward dog your way. And if you want to stay in pigeon longer, you can always pause this and you can stay for 5 minutes, okay? Sounds actually pretty good to stay in pigeon for 5. Okay, feet come together to touch. Left leg lifts up towards the sky this time. Stack your left hip on top of your right. Bend your left knee. And then we'll do little circles with our ankle. Trying to keep your shoulders as square as possible. Okay, good. Start to straighten your left leg, square your hips, and then we'll come into our pigeon pose on the left side. Left knee towards my left wrist. Good. And then I'm not as flexible, so my my left ankle can't really go up in line with my my left knee. Okay, but I keep it at a little angle here, and I still get a nice big stretch. Okay, so it does not have to be at a 90-degree angle. Okay, mine's more at like, I don't know, not even 45. I think less than that. Okay. And again, just go to your edge, and again, we'll stay here. As we're getting situated, we'll stay here for, again, about another minute. And again, go as deep as you like. Arms can reach out. You can stay on your elbows. You can reach your arms out to the sides. Great place to go back to your breath. Allowing yourself to let go of tension that's not necessary. Okay, good. And then walking your hands under your shoulders, okay? We're going to stay upright in this pigeon here, okay? So pausing here, or again, if you'd like, you can bend this back knee, okay? Just a slight bend, staying here, okay? Right hand can reach back for it. It doesn't even have to touch it, or you can grab it. Okay, and again, we're only staying for like 3 deep breaths. So wherever you're choosing, hands down, leg straight, leg bent, just sit up nice and proud through your chest for 3 deep breaths. Good, and then everything lowers back down. Okay, this time we're going to make our way into seated. So you're just going to bring this back leg, gently shift to the left side, and gently bring this right leg back around. Okay, we're going to bring both legs out in front of us. Good, Dandasana here. Okay, so legs are straight. Bring your hands by your hips and really press down to lift your chest up. Okay, elbows can be slightly bent here so your arms, shoulders aren't up by your ears. Okay, so drop your shoulders down and press your arms as straight as they can go. Flex through your toes. Good, keeping your hands on the ground. We're going to slide our hands forward, slowly shifting forward into a forward fold, and then slowly rising right back up. Okay, just 3 times just like that. Coming back to this neutral position, okay? Slowly sliding your hands forward to stretch forward, and then slowly reaching back up to neutral. Good, last one. Slowly stretching forward, reaching forward, and then slowly rising right back up, hands by your hips. Good, this time arms reach up over your head. Good, cactus arms. Got our little theme going. Okay, now we're gonna bring our arms together in like an 11, gold post shape, and then we're gonna reach right back out. Good, so just pressing, keep strong through your legs like you're in mountain or you're in downward dog. Good, let's just do 3 more. Good, try to squeeze your elbows together mainly. I lost count. Okay, 1 more. Good, arms reach back up over your head and then gently folding forward, a forward fold. It won't kill us to do an odd number or an extra one, okay? Good. Yeah, and you guys can play here if you want to point your toes, flex through your toes. Good, shift from side to side, whatever feels good here. Okay, great, and we'll slowly come on up. Okay, we'll make, let's do a twist on our back, okay? So we'll end with a twist before we go into our Shavasana, okay? So go ahead and make your way onto your back, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice little hug here. Okay, good, and let's bring our feet back down. Let's cross our right leg up and over our left, okay? And I'm gonna pick my hips just slightly up and over to the right, ever so slightly, and then gently just dropping my knees over to the left. And of course, if the legs binded up or crossed is too much, just unwind them here in your twist, and you can stay here on the left side, okay? And then right arm can reach out to the right, or again, you can come into gold post arm. Got a few more deep breaths. Okay, good. And then just to stick with our theme, okay, if you want, okay, both knees are bent, okay, but this bottom leg, okay, which is your left leg, okay, if you want to take your hand and grab your toes so you come into a little bit of a quad stretch here, you're more than welcome to do that too. And again, we're going to stay in the twist a little bit longer, whether you're grabbing your foot or not. Just be in the position, be proud of what you've chosen this morning for your body, okay? good. Gently releasing, and we're gonna make our way back onto our backs, okay? So I unwinded my leg just because my back's feeling sensitive today, but again, choose what feels best for you, okay? Good. Left leg crosses over your right knee, picking your hips up and over to the left ever so slightly, and then letting your knees fall over to the right. And again, you can keep the bind or you can unwind them. I'm unwinding mine today. And then arms out to the side, T position. You can keep your hand on your leg if you'd like. Good, okay, and stay first in just a simple twist. Simple but complex, okay? But just stay here for just a few moments just so you can get your back acclimated into twisting, your abdominals. Okay, go ahead, and then again, staying here, or you can take your right leg, your bottom leg, okay? You can reach your hand towards your toes, okay? So I just straighten it so I can kind of figure out what leg is what. And then you can grab your toes for a little bit of a quad stretch here. Good, and then gently releasing, making your way back to the center. Good, okay, hugging your knees back into your chest. Good, and then slowly extending out onto your mat, legs out nice and long, arms down by your sides for just a really short little shavasana here. Okay, already start to breathe in the benefits of your practice. Let your body be heavy. Letting go of what no longer serves you. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles, shifting your head from right to left, stretching your arms up over your head, gathering your knees into your chest, and gently making your way onto your side. Okay, and using your arms and your legs to help you rise on up, coming up to a seated position. Good, and bringing your hands together at your heart center right away. Sitting up nice and tall. Pressing your palms together firmly. And then just honoring and saluting the essence of yoga within yourself, within your practice. Take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. Namaste. Bye everyone. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you later. Bye.